Draymond Green has declined his $27.6 million player option. Not unexpected. Golden State has been motivated to sign Green to a new deal, does become an unrestricted free agent.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is officially happening. The NBA offseason is among us. Yesterday, we got a blockbuster trade involving Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant forming yet another super team. And today, well, we're finding out another piece of breaking news. So before we get to the content, this is probably going to be our first of 3 videos today, so make sure you drop a like to support the channel. And on the very first day of free agency, we're going to be giving away $1,000 between 5 subscribers that turn on our notifications on this channel. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. The NFL and NBA season are officially over, and I need something to hold me over until at least the NFL season comes back. So I've been playing prize picks for the WNBA and the MLB, and I've been fairly successful. It's a good way to get some extra action on games that I wouldn't really watch otherwise. I post my picks onto my Instagram story daily, and I've been hitting on a decent amount of them. And right now, when you use my promo code microphone, they'll double your deposit up to $100. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody?
Oh my god, Mike, here we go again. Another The Golden State Warriors dynasty is officially over video.
Not necessarily. You see, the Golden State Warriors had a very tumultuous season after winning the 2022 NBA championship, which, to be honest, not a lot of us thought that they were going to be able to pull it off. But through the resurgence of their big three, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, in addition to breakout seasons from Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole, which resulted in this moment, which seemed to be some foreshadowing.
You about to get a bag. You about to get a bag. No. You about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We all want to get a bag.
Warriors role players playing really well in the form of Otto Porter Jr., Damian Lee, and Gary Payton II. Warriors were able to persevere and make it to the NBA Finals and win an NBA championship. But unfortunately, they weren't going to be as lucky for the next season. And we saw that almost immediately. Yes, throughout the summer, they did decide to extend Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, which was a feat that no one thought was going to be achieved. But following that, we began to see a little bit of drama unfold behind the scenes. For one, there was Draymond Green quite literally punching the living daylights out of Jordan Poole. But following that, the Warriors didn't seem to be the same team they were the year prior. For one, during the 2021 to 2022 season, they were leading the NBA in defensive rating. In the 2022 to 2023 season, they were 17th in defensive rating. They also struggled on the road, but they dominated at home. Through it all, somehow, some way, the Warriors were able to claw their way to 6th in the Western Conference, but that wasn't without its drama. Throughout the playoffs, you saw moments of uninspired play from the likes of Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole, without a doubt, regressed. There are rumors about Bob Myers leaving and Draymond Green leaving, and well, it seems like those rumors aren't just rumors anymore. A few weeks ago, we discussed why Bob Myers left Golden State Warriors. There was just no upside in staying with this team anymore. The collective bargaining agreement is changing, and it quite literally was changed to target teams like the Golden State Warriors. So there was no upside for Bob Myers to stay after you constructed one of the most dominant dynasties in the 2010s, and it seemed like this core was going to fall apart, or you were headed towards a rebuild. Why would you stay? That was my personal theory. Some of you guys, and shout out to Mike Mafia, because I love the takes that you had in this particular video. A lot of my subscribers suggested something that I didn't even think of. Bob Myers is really tight with the current core of the Golden State Warriors: Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. It seemed like there's some big decisions to be made with the current core of the Golden State Warriors, and it seems like there's some conflict within the Warriors organization as to what they should do moving forward. A good example of this is the Gary Payton trade. The Warriors traded the number 2 pick in the 2020 NBA draft, James Wiseman. I know a lot of you guys are going to say,
but Mike, he's a bust.
But the thing is, James Wiseman, in my opinion, never really had an opportunity. We always use DeAndre Ayton as an example. There are teams that have the time and the energy and the resources to do everything they possibly can to develop their young talent. Golden State Warriors didn't have that time and that energy. They were hoping James Wiseman would be NBA ready, come in right away and be the center that they need him to be. A stretch center that could grab boards the way Kevon Looney was doing over the playoffs this past season and be their rim protector. Unfortunately, James Wiseman needed some time. The Warriors couldn't give him that time. So what did they end up doing? They traded him so they could bring back Gary Payton II. This was a move that Bob Myers probably wanted, but ownership didn't want. It was a move that kept the current core of the Golden State Warriors happy and sacrificed their future. Was it worth it? I don't necessarily think so. I would have personally tried to keep James Wiseman, considering the fact that Steph Curry is 35 going on to his age 36 season. Draymond Green is 33 years old, and Klay Thompson is also 33 going on 34 years old. With all this being said, the future of the Warriors definitely seemed to be in limbo, as this year we all knew that Draymond Green had the option to opt out of his contract, and that he officially did. So according to Shams Charania, Golden State Warriors four-time NBA champion Draymond Green is declining his $27.5 million player option for the 2023 to 2024 season and will enter unrestricted free agency, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul told The Athletic and the Stadium. Now, I know what you guys are immediately going to be saying, and I will bring this news to you. I'm not going to try to hide it. This doesn't mean that Draymond can't re-sign with the Golden State Warriors, but come on, let's bring it to you from Woj first. Clutch's Rich Paul to ESPN on Golden State's Draymond Green declining his player option. We will continue to talk to Golden State and explore all options. It was expected that Green would opt out. Now he can talk with the Warriors, explore sign-in trades, and free agency. In terms of how the Warriors feel about Draymond Green, this is what Shams Charania had to say on the Pat McAfee show.
Warriors want to re-sign Draymond Green to a multi-year contract. I reported that right after the Warriors season ended. Warriors want to bring Draymond Green back.
Now, what do I personally think? I think given the fact that the Warriors have a brand new general manager, it seems like they're about to undergo a transitional period.
Those guys here, Jordan, especially with his contract extension, plan to have him here for 4 more years at least. Our front office, our coaching staff are figuring out what works. So
I feel like they're going to do everything they possibly can to continue contending for a championship. As a matter of fact, we found out via Shams Charania that the Warriors actually tried to trade for Chris Paul before he was dealt to the Washington Wizards.
The Warriors, those were two teams that did discuss potential deals with the Suns prior to this trade going down.
And for all you know, it could still happen. But if you want my personal opinion, Draymond Green was very vocal in the past about not being willing to take a pay cut, which I don't necessarily blame him, because this could be his final big payday before he enters his twilight years. You could make an argument that he technically is entering his twilight years now, but he's in a very sticky situation in the sense that the Golden State Warriors really made the most out of Draymond Green's talents. They always made him, at the very minimum, a player that went positive in defensive box plus minus, but that's a metric that is primarily tracked based upon your other teammates on the floor. Regardless, Draymond Green has been the engine that makes the Golden State Warriors offense work. A versatile power forward / small forward combo that plays suffocating defense and is the vocal leader of the Golden State Warriors. A lot of the stuff that he does doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. At the same time, if he's opting out of a $27.5 million contract, what is he seeking? What is the market for a player like Draymond Green? Does he want to win another championship? Which would be kind of ridiculous if you ask me, because Draymond Green at this point has won 4 championships. Is trying to chase another championship worth leaving the best situation he's ever known? I firmly believe that if Draymond Green got drafted by any other team than the Golden State Warriors, he may have been out of the NBA after like 2 or 3 seasons. Draymond's success was from Steve Kerr looking at the way he plays basketball, figuring out that he's perfect for a small ball 4 role, and putting him in said situation to succeed. If you look at Draymond Green's statistics before Steve Kerr came into the picture, he was not doing anything in the NBA. And there really is nothing wrong with that. I want you guys to know. There are some players that get into a situation where they find the best coach possible for them that alter the course of their careers. I mean, look at what happened with Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni in the mid-2000s. Would Draymond Green really risk leaving that to potentially chase a championship? Or would Draymond Green really risk leaving that so he could get way more money elsewhere? He stated in the past that he wants to be a Golden State Warrior for life, and throughout his career so far, Draymond Green has made $155 million. Now, that isn't nearly as much as players like Bradley Beal, for instance. That isn't as much as like Steph Curry, for instance, but that still is a significant amount of money. He also has a very compelling argument. He's made all NBA teams over the past 3 seasons. He was a very important part of the Warriors championship core, but at the same time, he got into that huge altercation with Jordan Poole, and he's also had interviews like this.
My top 5 is LJ number 1, MJ number 2, Kobe number 3, Steph number 4, and Shaq number 5.
Okay. You got Bron first.
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA. In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did.
A lot of people are speculating that Draymond Green is going to go to the Lakers. So would he take a pay cut so he could play with LeBron James? Would that even make sense at this point? There's a lot of directions that Draymond Green could go in, and I can't really give you an answer until I figure out what he wants to do. But at the same time, a part of me feels like there's a reason why Bob Myers left to begin with. I bet you a huge part of it is the fact that Draymond Green may have told him that he intends on opting out this year and potentially signing with a different team, and that Klay Thompson is probably going to opt out next year, and I wouldn't be shocked if he left the Golden State Warriors as well, because he is not the same player as he once was. He's a huge defensive liability now, and he isn't even nearly as good as he used to be on offense. Regardless, man, no matter what happens, the Warriors dynasty was incredible over the 2010s, and if this is the way they're going out, then at least it's better than how Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls went out, because Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls went out without really getting an opportunity to defend their title again, as we saw in the Last Dance documentary. At least this Warriors team really fulfilled their potential, won as many championships as they could, and if they do go out this way, we know that it was because they can't really compete together anymore, and there's nothing wrong with that because their run was incredible. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.